Bourbon is a uniquely American beverage, first created some 200 years ago. It grew out of an interest in using American corn to make a product that farmers could more easily sell. Of course, it was taxed as well. Then and now, bourbon remains important for Kentucky farmers and distillers. Wine may be the drink of the gods, but some sophisticated palates also demand smooth Kentucky bourbon.
Oh, that looks good.
And if you stop by Woodford Reserve, you'll see the steps involved in creating bourbon that began cooking almost 7 years ago. What is this?
This is a fermenter that's been active for about 5 days. We normally ferment 6 to 7 days. So it's just about finished.
And what's fermenting inside here? What are we looking at?
Well, we've got 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley. That's gone through the cooking process, and we've created sugars from that process, and then our proprietary yeast are eating those sugars and creating carbon dioxide gas, which are creating all these little bubbles, some minor heat, and alcohol.
Original Kentucky whiskeys came primarily from Bourbon County, Kentucky, hence the name, and although virtually all bourbons are still made in the bluegrass state, they can be produced anywhere in the U.S. as long as they follow a certain recipe.
The label wants to use Kentucky grown. They want to use locally grown, and we're here able to provide that.
Doug Langley is a Kentucky farmer whose crops are a crucial ingredient in the bluegrass beverage.
Their marketing man will contact me and tell me, to schedule how many bushels or what day it needs delivery on, and we'll just schedule the delivery, and he'll send me with all the related business facts.
Oh, that came off quickly.
The essence of Doug's corn is still obvious even during the final fermenting process in these copper pot stills.
Put your hand in there. It's 110 proof.
All right.
And it looks like water.
Oh yeah, you can see all the way to the bottom.
And the folks watching this can't smell it, but I encourage you to rub your hands together and get them warm, and then cup them and smell, and tell me what sensations you get.
Well, after the alcohol,
yeah,
I can smell a little corn there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of corn.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Very grainy.
So a nice, good-looking crop of rye here.
Yes, it's doing pretty well, enjoying the rain we just had.
But there's another ingredient in Woodford's latest bourbon recipe. The distillery's Masters Collection calls for the introduction of organically grown rye. That's good news for John Bell. When they came to you and said, here's our idea, we're going to do a bourbon that is organic based, and it's going to be a specialty bourbon. That's pretty unusual. That market has grown a lot for food products, but certainly not with alcohol. What did you think when that idea came up?
Well, it was a little bit of a surprise right off the bat, but the more we thought about it, the more that it fit, because that's, what we're about on the farm, on an Elmwood stock farm, is trying to provide as healthy a food as we can for our local consumers.
Both Doug and John look forward to the day when this new bourbon is released. For the moment, however, the batch is sitting in the company's barrel warehouse.
This is a barrel warehouse, and
now they're stacked all the way up to the ceiling.
Yeah, it holds about 3,500 barrels.
And so this is where the bourbon goes when?
After the distillation process, it's put in the barrel, and it'll be parked here for about 6.5 to 7 years. The whiskey goes into the barrel looking like water. And as we taste it, it doesn't taste, look, or smell like bourbon. A lot of the magic goes on here in the barrel warehouse.
Incidentally, Doug and John's grains take center stage at a traditional Kentucky event, since Woodford Reserve is a prime ingredient in the mint juleps at the annual Kentucky Derby.
When you go into a restaurant or something and order a drink, if you order the Woodford, then I know that my corn is, I'm the sole supplier for their corn needs.
And you feel pretty good about that?
Yes, I'm very proud.
It's an awful fun project to be a part of, and I'm really excited about it. I think we're off to a good start.
If you can get your hands on a bottle of the bourbon that has your grain in it.
I think it's part of the agreement. They have to provide us with some.